Did you know that Brazil's history dates back to 8000 BC, with the first signs of human inhabitants? Yes, the story of Brazil begins long before the arrival of the Portuguese in the 16th century. It starts with the indigenous tribes that lived here, each with their own unique traditions, languages, and social structures. From the Tupi-Guarani, who roamed the vast Amazon forest, to the Ge-speaking tribes in the Central Highlands, these early inhabitants were as diverse as the land they occupied. These tribes were not simple societies, but complex civilizations with intricate social hierarchies and rich cultural traditions. Their influence is still felt today, shaping Brazil's culture, cuisine, and even the Portuguese language spoken in the country. These indigenous peoples were Brazil's first custodians, living in harmony with the land and its resources. Their deep respect for nature is a legacy that continues to resonate in contemporary Brazil. From these early beginnings, Brazil's rich and diverse history began to take shape. Fast forward to the year 1500, a fleet led by Portuguese explorer Pedro Álvares Cabral lands on Brazilian shores. The Portuguese arrival marked a significant turning point in Brazil's history. Initial interactions with indigenous tribes were marked by exploitation and conversion attempts, but also by cultural exchange. In time, Brazil became a colony of Portugal, and the establishment of sugar plantations soon followed. The thriving sugar industry demanded a labor force, leading to the importation of African slaves, a dark chapter in Brazil's history that had long-lasting repercussions. This colonial period was not only about economic exploitation, but also about societal transformation. The Portuguese influence seeped into the language, religion, and social structure of Brazil, shaping it into a distinct entity different from its indigenous roots. The colonizers left an indelible mark on Brazil that remains visible even today. This period of colonization laid the foundation for Brazil's future, influencing its language, religion, and social structure. As centuries passed, the winds of change began to blow across Brazil. By the early 19th century, the call for independence grew louder. The Portuguese colony was ripe for transformation, teetering on the edge of a new era. Among those who answered this call was a figure of significant stature, Dom Pedro I, a prince who'd become a pivotal player in Brazil's march towards sovereignty. The year was 1822, a year that would be etched in the annals of Brazilian history. On the banks of the Ipiranga River, a proclamation was made, a cry that echoed through the vast expanses of the land. This was the Cry of Ipiranga, a declaration of independence, a shout of defiance against colonial rule. Following this monumental event, the Brazilian Empire was established, marking a new chapter in the nation's story. No longer a colony, but an empire in its own right. With this, Brazil stepped out of Portugal's shadow and began to carve its own path. The 20th century brought significant changes to Brazil. From a monarchy to a republic, from dictatorship to democracy, Brazil's journey has been marked by transformation. The Empire of Brazil fell in 1889, giving way to the First Brazilian Republic, a pivotal shift that set the stage for the modern era. This period was not without turmoil. The mid-20th century saw Brazil under the shadow of a military dictatorship, a dark episode that lasted from 1964 to 1985. Yet the spirit of the Brazilian people could not be quelled. They rose from the ashes of oppression, ushering in a new era of democracy that continues to this day. The modern era in Brazil has been marked by significant developments in various spheres. The economy has seen a meteoric rise, with Brazil becoming one of the top 10 economies globally. The country's rich culture and traditions have flourished, with Brazilian music, dance, and cuisine gaining recognition worldwide. Society, too, has seen profound changes. Greater emphasis on education and healthcare has improved the lives of millions, while efforts to address inequality and social justice issues continue to shape the nation's future. Through all these transformations, Brazil has emerged as a vibrant, diverse, and influential nation on the global stage. So, there you have it, a whirlwind tour of Brazil's fascinating history. We delved into the ancient world of indigenous tribes, navigated the waves of Portuguese colonization, journeyed down the road to independence, and witnessed the transformations of the modern era. Each era, a crucial chapter in the grand narrative of Brazil, a nation shaped by resilience and diversity. From ancient tribes to a global powerhouse, Brazil's history is a testament to the resilience and diversity of its people. Thank you for joining us on this journey through time.